And he doesn't come through.
You're up early anyway.
If he doesn't come through, I'll be back in New York City,
Right.
and we won't be sitting on the couch. I'll be in his office, up his butt, saying, "Where the hell is the agreement we came to?" So,
and I want ICE to deliver. And I want ICE to deliver. We're going to deliver for the safety of the people of this city.
New York Mayor Eric Adams tried to have a say in the sweetheart deal he signed with Donald Trump and the border czar after Tom Homan told everyone that he's got his hands up his butt, controlling him like a puppet that he owns.
Governor Hochul said last night with Rachel Maddow that she would consider removing you. How would you feel about that?
She has her role, I have my role. And throughout this entire ordeal, which I think no American should have to go through, the torment of 15 months that my family and I had to endure for something I didn't do. I didn't do anything wrong. Throughout the entire ordeal, I said one thing. My attorney will handle the legal part. I'm going to handle running the city. We return jobs to our city. Our city is getting safer. We're building housing. I think that this is a great American narrative where I stood focused on what I was elected to do.
After the reckless conversation about how Adams better hold up his side of the deal that'll give Homan and ICE access to Rikers, now that the newly corrupt DOJ suspended that investigation against the mayor, the governor is being pressured to do something about the mob behavior that they're chuckling about on Fox News. And since Adams didn't have much of an answer to potentially being removed, Geppetto jumped in and spoke for his newly purchased Pinocchio, who sat there and took it like the subordinate that he is.
Governor Hochul is an embarrassment position she holds. She stands on media after someone's burned alive on a subway. She stands in front of TV camera and says, "I think criminal aliens should be removed too." But she's got the green light law. The men and women of ICE and Border Patrol, when they pull a vehicle over, law enforcement, you're in law enforcement your whole career. What's the first thing you would do? You run the license plate number. Are these wanted? Is there a warrant for these people? Who are they? Are they dangerous? Is that car stolen? All these things, right? Do you know ICE and CBP can't run DMV data on New York State license plate? So they're pulling over people not even know who the hell they are.
Is that the green light law?
The green light law. So she, on one point, she's saying, well, I think criminals should be removed too, but then she locks us out of DMV data. That'd be like us locking officers out of the NCIC, the Fed zone. Would we do that? No, because officer safety is paramount. She's putting the men and women at ICE at risk every day. The job's already dangerous. So Governor Hochul, she needs to be removed. Everybody needs to be removed. It needs to be her. She supports sanctuary policy.
Yeah, you see him there, looking like a tool while Homan nudged him to shut the up and let him answer the question? It became obvious real quick why the mayor wasn't allowed to go on TV without his boss there to speak more harshly for him when tough questions were asked about their deal to get him off the hook. He knew he couldn't trust Adams to be as smooth as he is when lying about it. So when Homan went on CNN to deny the quid pro quo he accidentally admitted to, Adams wasn't there. I guess Homan wanted a day off from being up his butt.
In an interview with Fox, you and the mayor sat side by side. I want to play for our viewers what you said there.
Now I got him on the couch in front of millions of people. He can't back waving us now, right? So I think you're going to see things move in the right direction. If he doesn't come through, I'll be back in New York City, and we won't be sitting on the couch. I'll be in his office, up his butt, saying, "Where the hell is the agreement we came to?"
I mean, that's a pretty direct message, sir, that Adam needs to play ball when it comes to immigration.
Well, finish playing the tape. There's more to that tape. This is two cops talking. We're talking cop. I mean, once you're a cop, you never lose that language. We had a great time in the meeting before, busting at each other. That was a joke. And if you play the tape further, he laughs, immediate response. Well, I'm gonna hold you accountable too. I'll hold ICE accountable. Get what they did done. I'm telling him I need you to come through on your promise. He responds to me that I need to come through on mine. So this is a conversation between two cops having a good time.
What is your promise?
And people are making a lot out of nothing.
So it turns out Geppetto isn't very good at this either. You know, because he claimed that the two sides of the agreement are that he'll hold Adams accountable for letting ICE do whatever the hell they want. And Adams will make sure that ICE does what they need to get done. You know, that's the same thing. They didn't even try to come up with an excuse for the DOJ dropping the charges the same day that Adams gave Homan access and free reign.
So if he doesn't do the things that you want him to do, would you be okay with DOJ reopening its investigation into him? Should they do that?
That's out of my lane. I'm a border czar. I care about the border. So let DOJ do what they do. I care about removing public safety threats from the country, as President Trump's promised the American.
He doesn't care if the DOJ reopens the case against Adams if he doesn't play ball exactly the way that they want him to. Just like everyone else that's been used and tossed aside by Trump, Adams may be saying later, I know he screwed over everyone else, but that deal I made with him, I thought I was different. I mean, they do have the same things in common when it comes to breaking campaign finance laws, so there's that.
Today we are announcing campaign finance, bribery, and conspiracy charges against Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City. As the indictment alleges, Mayor Adams engaged in a long-running conspiracy in which he solicited and knowingly accepted illegal campaign contributions from foreign donors and corporations. As we allege, Mayor Adams took these contributions even though he knew they were illegal.
Former President Trump falsified a lot of business records. These were hush money payments, and they were recorded as legal fees to former Trump fixer and attorney Michael Cohen, when in fact they weren't legal fees. These were reimbursements for hush money payments that Cohen made. So that's essentially the scheme that the indictment describes, and it connects those charges to conspiracy to interfere with an election, which is a state crime, and it also references both tax offenses and federal campaign finance violations.
They're like two corrupt peas in a pod. You know, this quid pro quo basically made itself after the cop Eric Adams kissed up to Trump with the same excuses that he used when he was catching cases all over the country.
In New York, President-elect Trump has been charged with a lot of things here. This is happening to you here. Is this something that has infected this district? Why do you think here this is going on?
You know, I started looking at my case and reading through it, and then I started to just go and search what has happened to other people, not only to President-elect Trump, but there are other great patriots that have gone through a difficult period of time. And when you look at the amount of money you have to spend in defending yourself, you saw the leaks that were being slipped out and reported constantly. And as much as we ask the federal government, can you stop leaking this and allow us to have our opportunities to defend ourselves? And it's almost as though you have your hands tied behind your back because you can't talk as much as you want to push back on some of the accusations. But I think this is a national issue that we have to face. The American public is not aware of how I believe we have really abused our criminal justice system.
And Trump showed his hand right after getting the signal from Adams that he was up for sale. He told everyone that he would use his influence to get him off the hook in exchange for cooperation specifically on migrants in New York. Listen.
Consider pardoning Eric Adams?
Yeah, I would. Yeah. I think that he was treated pretty unfairly. Now, I haven't seen the gravity of it all, but it seems, you know, like being upgraded in an airplane many years ago. I know probably everybody here has been upgraded. They see you're all stars, and they say, I want to upgrade that person from NBC. I'm going to upgrade him. And that would mean you'll spend the rest of your life in prison. I don't know. Somehow,
I hope not.
I mean, I'd have to see it because I don't know the facts. I think he was treated. You know, it's very interesting. When he essentially went against what was happening with the migrants coming in, and, you know, he made some pretty strong statements like, this is not sustainable. I said, you know what, he'll be indicted soon. And I said it not as a prediction, a little bit lightheartedly, but I said it. I said, he's going to be indicted. And a few months later, he got indicted. So, yeah, I would certainly look at it.
He brought up Adams' stance on migrants in the middle of a basic question about whether or not he'd pardon him in a case that he admitted to knowing nothing about. So why would he think there's a reason to pardon him if he's in the dark on those details? The only thing that he knew was that he could use his vocal stance on immigration as a bargaining chip for the pardon. And his transparent criminal ass said exactly what he was thinking. He's never hidden his transactional approach to everything that he does. He's just convinced enough people that endorsing his criminal activity is acceptable now.
So, look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.